Hello, everybody. Hi, Danny Marie. Happy solstice, sort of. We're going there. We're getting there. Okay, good. Akasha here. Just seeing what I have here. There we go. I don't know why I always like to have some paper. And we'll go ahead and... Okay, namaste, everybody. So today we're going to be talking about, this is a solar, a spiritual weather report. Oh, there we go. Solstice lunar power portal. So you probably know that the solstice is technically the 21st. Okay, so we're a few days ahead, and it's really important because anyway, we've been building up to this energy, right? And the full moon, which was Sunday. And there's a really amazing full moon show right here. So make sure you check it out and you subscribe and you come on over and you get onto the list at Nanakasha so we can tell you about everything happening. So what we have is the solstice is like it's always one of my favorites. I love equinoxes and solstices. I love those cross quarters. And the equinox, I always do a retreat. There's going to be one in March in the Mayan land where we're going to be going to two of the pyramids, two of the ancient sacred sites, calling on the ancestors, calling on the elders, calling on the sacred jaguar spirit guide and the serpent and everything, and all that powerful energy during a solar initiation at one site where the sun comes through the temple and actually touches your eye. And we do that several times. We've done it up to 7 times, a rebirth kind of a thing. And that's what that site was for. So it's not just a cool thing. Okay. You're going to be somewhere where other initiates that were very committed is a good word. Really devoted. I like that word. Thank you. Devoted to their path of understanding that you're not a body, that you're in a body, you're a spiritual being, you are the I am, you're creating, and you're here with certain gifts and certain challenges that once you realize they're all gifts and you're the creator, you start to awaken these parts of you that can see and sense other realms. And that's how you have a really rich and abundant life. And we're also going to be going to Chichen Itza, where the sacred serpent, the sun, comes down the pyramid, as well as doing some other amazing things. So the solstices, then, those are the equinoxes, they're kind of equal day night. The solstices, on the other hand, are the opposite. They're either very short day, long night, or very long day, short day, whatever the opposite. And depending where you live, northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, right now in the north, we are getting darker and darker. And the shortest day, longest night, more dark energies is going to be on the 21st. Now, as we're progressing there, of course, there's other things. The full moon was a big one. I mean, super big. And a lot of people were emailing me and texting me. A lot of my students and clients were texting and saying, wow, that full moon show, I got 7 minutes in and I already had an aha and I've been stuck for a month. Or I don't know why or what, but you might want to check it out. Here's the thing. I'm going to share something that you probably won't hear much about. And if you do, then you're in some really good energy circles, because there's more to the solstice than the sun. Okay, so traditionally the solstice, this is the time of the year in the north where the sun is the least present, right? So we have the shortest days and the sun and longer nights. And essentially, that means that we have less light, less warmth, less energy, and a lot of places, all the trees lose their leaves and go into a dormant state, right? Animals too, and so on. So when you think about that as a cycle of life, and you think about the idea that you take wherever you are, south or north, okay, I would say hi to my wonderful people down there in Australia and New Zealand and everywhere. and even Tasmania. I have some clients there. And when you are either going to an extreme of light or an extreme of dark, you are entering something and it's relevant to your personal self. This solstice is always near the end of the calendar year. The calendar year is a little bit off in terms of natural timing, but that's okay. We see it and it feels, and our culture makes it a big deal. So you have now the solstice, okay, and you have the New Year, and then you'll have the Chinese New Year, which to me is much more the real New Year energetically. In January, I rarely see new things shooting out of the box. It's sort of like the waiting room or the transition room between one year to the next, where things are kind of like processing, and depending on what the energies are. A couple of years ago, it was just don't do anything in January, So as we're going forward, I want to be here with you because these are powerful cosmic energies that have an impact on your mood, your finances, your relationships, your happiness, your potential, your choices. And it's important that you understand that you're a divine being of source light energy, conscious, who designed this being and came into this body, but you're both still, which means you're the creator. And there's a whole lot of stuff that's no longer going to continue on our planet, like war and hate and judgment and disease. These are reaching a crescendo, as you may have noticed, and people feel weird and depressed and out of control. Or you're on my side of the camp, just having a wonderful time using these intense energies to go higher and higher and deeper and deeper. So I have to say that for most of us, most people live in the northern hemisphere, we're going deep into the dark. We're going into the underworld. We're going into the shadow. We're going into Shibalba, depending on the culture or tradition that you prefer the name. It isn't evil. It isn't hell. Hell is personal. You could be living hell right now. That's your choice. Do you do what you hate? Do you not speak up? Are you not willing to stop living the life everybody else around you told you to live? If you hate it, you've got to take your life back. And so what I'm teaching you here in the classes, or to help you with the cosmic energies, is use them for you, right? Use them instead of being bowled over by them. So a lot of people give up their power to Mercury retrograde, which is kind of funny because it was doing its thing way before people started talking about it doing its thing. And it's just a difference. It's like, oh, if it's windy, we'll do this. And if it's sunny, we'll do that. And if it's raining, we'll do this. And it's, you adapt your intentions, your activity, your energy to the weather, the spiritual weather, the energy, cosmic energy. Why? Do you stop, doing anything that you love doing? No. However, you do have to acknowledge that it's like around you and it's affecting you energetically. The moon is pulling the waves and it's pulling your emotions and it's all this. Okay. So the solstice is such a beautiful time because in the northern hemisphere, we focus on light because we have the least amount of light. So there's San Lucia and all these other light festivals and Diwali, and there's the idea. Now, a lot of our customs in the West come from something called Saturnalia. It was a celebration done this time of year for Saturn. There was an era in olden times when Saturn was highly revered and followed and celebrated. And there was Saturn festivals, Saturnalias. And the tradition this time of year was to celebrate Saturn by giving presents and decorating trees. So that is also relevant. Why? Why was Saturn? Saturn has a lot of reasons why it's highly relevant to cultures on the planet. It's not the brightest, it's not Jupiter or Venus, it's not the biggest, which of course they could have seen way more than us because we have light pollution and other kinds of pollution. So the ancients could see skies we can barely even imagine, to be honest. However, they were communicating. They were communicating with the stars. They were communicating with the essence. They were communicating with starlight, with certain planets. And that's how the zodiac speaks in symbols and languages and certain kinds of medicine, depending where you are. Right now, we're in Sagittarius. um, that's my sun sign. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's a playful sign. It's a happy sign. It's an inspired, adventurous sign that likes travel. It's also a philosopher. It's also the wise elder. It's also the teacher. And that aspect could be something happened to you. It's a great thing to have during the holidays, right? Ooh, ooh, ooh. So we've been having that energy. However, one other thing that happens at the solstice is we enter Capricorn season. And Capricorn is an earth sign, and Capricorn is way different than Sagittarius. My children are Capricorn. My dad is Capricorn. Many of my very good friends are Capricorn. I'm extremely Capricorn savvy. And Capricorn is an ambitious sign. It's very sure-footed, like a goat. It can climb any mountain. It's very hardworking. You know, it has these elements, but it is ruled by Saturn. Okay. So you're starting to see how these energies are amplified. And that's another reason that Saturnalia was celebrated on the solstice or near the solstice, was Capricorn season was starting and it was ruled by Saturn. And so you always do what? You always honor the ruler. You always honor the perceived power, right? And you honor, you thank, you pray, you give celebration, you whatever, right? So the solstice has a lot going on. It's always a portal. This time of year, like I said, it's hooked up, leading you into those next new year kind of things. There's a few other days that have some energies in the next few days that I'm going to share with you in a minute. And overall, this solstice is very powerfully about new beginnings. New beginnings of ambition, of climbing, of being sure-footed, of confidence, of hard work, of that Capricorn essence. So what is going on? This solstice is at 0 degrees Capricorn. And 0 degrees is a critical degree. That's what it's called in astrology. Critical degrees are 0 and 29. It's beginning or ending. And what's interesting about planets, depending on if they're retrograde or not, they might move up to 29 and then go back down to 26. You see, they might move to 0 or past 0 and then go through 0 again and this way. So either way, you want to understand you're reading energy, you're reading codes, you're reading frequencies, you're reading symbols, you're reading messages. Some of it, somebody said Saturn means this. I think we're in an era when it's time for us to also start speaking directly to these energies and take the guidelines of the past, but go to a new level with it, because we are waking up and are becoming the much more connected, much more intuitive beings than anyone has ever seen. However, we've been held back, we've been bullied, we've been fed a bunch of bullshit. We've been told, don't trust yourself, you're not intuitive, you got to go work hard and please everybody else and all this other stuff. So we are coming from a complete understatement of the truth of who we are. And yet we are this powerful being that is breaking through new barriers. Now, I'm right now, I'm sort of intersecting a few different worlds because I just finished a really powerful private session. Hi. And and so I'm still kind of in that world. But what was relevant, because the vision was coming, is that this is a time of new beginnings. And it's a time to say, just shed everything, just melt it all. Okay. Just relax, let it go, let it drop, forget it. Do everything you can in the sense of anything that stresses you, anything you feel obligated by, anything you feel burdened by, overwhelmed by, anything you can't figure out, anything, whatever. Okay. If it's money or a job, a person, a partner, a child, if it's a future decision, if it's whatever it is, this is the time, put it down. Okay, this isn't the time to go power a solution out. Okay, and I'm seeing us drumming and dancing by the fire and dancing really strong and drumming really strong. So I love that image. However, I have a dislocated shoulder at the moment, so that probably won't happen. It kind of went, ow, don't think about it. Um, and yet the idea is you're flowing. This beautiful client kept being told she's in an egg. She's done all this work and really cleared many lifetimes and cleared most all the shit she came into this life to clear. So in this moment, she could use the energies to be birthed into something new and connected to 7 other lives. And so that connection to your other lives, your other parts of you, you could perceive them as past or whatever, but you have many, many lives, and they have a lot of wisdom, and they have a lot of fear, and they have a lot of contracts and secrets, and they have a lot of wisdom, knowledge, and medicine. And it's time for us to live as whole beings, not just, oh, I have to think about my mind and my emotions and my body. That's a tiny level of wholeness. Now you have to expand into the subtle realms and recognize all of you. You are a timeless, eternal being creating not timeless, whatever the end is, a non-timeless reality to live in. And it is a time for all of that old story, all of that old stuff to go, because of the 0 degrees portal of sun, and now I'm going to tell you about the moon energies that are all in rare and unusual alignments, which means they're emitting rare and unusual frequencies at higher rates that will have more impact. You might feel nauseous, you might feel dizzy, you might get headaches, you might feel pulling and expanding of your literal brain or your skull. You're going to get some light body symptoms or light body sickness symptoms. No worries. Drink a lot of water, get some electrolytes. Don't eat if your body doesn't want to eat. Do not force food on your body, especially this time of year. This is a very sacred thing. You might even fast or eat very light going in and through 2021 and 22 of December. Now, the moon. So this is very powerful. This is a solar event. The reason it was chosen for the Christians to have a birth is that this is the return of the sun. The sun, okay? And it's the rebirth of you, and you are the light, and the sun is the light, and all these are a metaphor and a psychological story about who you are and how to become the master of your reality. So this is the rebirth of you. This is the rebirth of your light. This is you. You've just spent the last 6 months going down, 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 metaphorically, metaphysically, energetically, maybe into relationships. Who knows what you've been doing, but you've been going deeper into yourself. You've been going into the darkness, so to speak, the hidden things, the things you desire that you haven't let yourself desire, the things you fear that you've resolved or healed. You've been doing that. And this is right now, this week is when you reach that bottom. Okay. And there's beautiful guides in the underworld. I love the underworld because I do not fear it. And I know it holds pain, but it holds power. So if I go and I accept my pain, I can love that part of me, and we can reclaim the power, and we can shed the other stuff. So highly recommended right now to sit in stillness, in darkness, with maybe some candle lights. If you can, do the lights, you know, how we do it for the holidays, hang up little sparkly lights, not necessarily with a particular theme, just let there be light around you. I don't have any decorations anymore. I used to be the decor queen, and we were in town for my birthday, and I saw this little dollar store kind of place had these little trees made out of gold, you know, that looked like a little tree, but were lights. But you know, it was like $20. Okay, it was half off, but you know, it was not fancy. But I was like, oh my gosh, I love it, and I could use it anytime. So I have this glowing gold light tree next to my life-size gold Buddha in my living room, underneath all of my Mayan energies and my amethyst and a lot of other beautiful beings that I work with. And so I have that light, and it feels cozy, and it feels beautiful, and it feels festive, and it feels like it's it's like that, reminding yourself, no matter how deep in the darkness you go, you're not alone, and you are the light, and you have everything within you. So a lot of that is happening. The last thing is, well, not last thing, we'll go over to the slides and I'll explain to you. Hi, Shetland, Scotland. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Brittany. Hi, beautiful. Hi, Lucille. Oh, so happy to see you. Scotland. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You must be very, very cold there right now. I love Scotland, but it was, wow, cold. I was there in August, freezing. There we go. And, but loved it. And my partner is part Scottish. I'm part Scottish. And so I had been there before and never felt that meaningful to me as going with him. He could feel the vibration as we were driving. Before we got to the border, we all got silent and we were all just vibrating like completely out of our body. This whole car was just sort of floating towards the border or something. And he was like, anybody know how far we are? I can feel it. And we got quiet. We saw Scotland and we crossed over, and he stopped the car and got out and laid down on his chest and kissed the ground. And it was just also amazing. So beautiful energies there. I hope to get to do a retreat there soon. So, okay. So this is Solstice Lunar Power Portal. And next week, I'm going to bring you a show with Donna Stellhorn, my favorite astrologer. And she is going to talk about all the energies as we're ending this year and all the energies as we're going into 2025. So you don't want to miss that. And then, of course, in February, or whenever the Chinese New Year is this year, sometimes it's in January, we will be together again talking about the year of the snake. It's a yin feminine year coming up, and it's a year of the snake, which is a very earthy being, a very sensitive, very spiritual, transformational, powerful, and highly revered energy, the snake. So it was going to be interesting. And then after that, on the 30th, we're going to have a new moon magic. And this is what's called a black moon because we have 2 new moons in the same month. So more beautiful magic right before the new year turns. Isn't it fun? So make sure you head over to the shop. You get into Wishes Fulfilled Weekly, which is starting in 2 weeks. And the Oracle Card Magic card training isn't starting for a few months, but that is on sale. And Daily Magic, definitely want that. And also, Donna didn't put it here, but I'm having a birthday sale, and it's all about the primarily spiritual mentoring with me. So there's a link there to set a time to talk to me, but please only do it if you're seriously interested. Read over the mentorship, and if you have questions about that or one of my retreats. We're doing Mayan Magic and Dolphin Infinity Light Weaving in 2 parts in March in the Yucatan or the Caribbean. And we're doing Stonehenge, Glastonbury, and other Stonehenge goddesses in England in late August, early September. So we'll have all the details of that up soon. But if you are interested in talking about that, you can try to see if there's a spot too. Okay, so everything we've been talking about, I'm just going to give you the quick overview like this. 0 degree Capricorn. It's also called a standstill, and it's interesting because the rare lunar alignment, the solar standstill. This rare lunar alignment is a lunar standstill, it's called. And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. This is the PowerPoint of transition into the next phase. Gives you a chance to bathe in all the frequencies of its power, color, frequencies, and harmony. And you want to do that. You want to acknowledge whether you see the sun or not, that you're receiving the rays that are optimal for you, and you're willing to receive them, and you're grateful for them. And there's a whole relationship going on. Flow. Let's flow. This is not about balance. We talked about this is leaning one way or the other, but remember that gives you a unique perspective. You may need to rest. You may need to do nothing but rest and be in your egg, like my client this morning, for the next few days. And that's what's optimal for you. Nothing to do, simply receiving, healing, dreaming, sleeping, whatever you want that's soft and gentle for a rejuvenation, for a renewal, so that this rebirth, which is what we're doing, right, into a new year, a new energy, can be something that you rise into as this new you, instead of like, just get through the holidays, right? You don't have to get through the holidays. You don't have to do anything anybody else wants you to do. Take back your power, be free. So tomorrow, the sun is squaring Neptune, and this is mostly important because Neptune's been in retrograde and it is just now going direct. So it's doing its kind of like hanging thing and going direct. And as soon as it comes out of its retrograde phase, it's going immediately into a stressful tension situation with the sun. So, what happens? What does that mean? The sun, in this sense, represents yourself, me, my big self, my light self, my power self, my life force self, my self that makes things grow. I am the sun, the light, the I am that makes my ideas grow by thinking about them, embodying them, feeling them, and stepping into them until they are real within and around me. And I'm creating my own reality, my own world that way. Neptune is the dreamer. Neptune is the god of the sea. The sea is nebulous. It can be stormy. It can be peaceful. It dissolves things. It's very intuitive, and it has a lot of that flow energy. Okay. So any lessons or gifts that retrograde Neptune was supposed to deliver are going to come to the surface now. So it's sort of like you were swimming around in the depths with Neptune lately. So if you feel like your intuition or just like losing a sense of your form, very metamorphosis kind of energy happening, I feel this has all been happening. Now, the retrograde was supposed to deliver your opportunity to review these things. Where have you dissolved? Where haven't you finished dissolving a relationship or separating or letting it go? Where haven't you digested something? Where haven't you allowed your intuition to guide you? Where have you trusted it? Where haven't you trusted it? All these different kinds of topics in review, right? Retrograde. However, that's been going on deep in the emotional and etheric field. Now that it's going direct, it's like it's popping up from being a submarine and saying, oh, we're here, let's go. There's a ship, right? So now you're going to might find things coming to the surface that have to do with this kind of energy. This is tomorrow. So trust your intuition, as I always like to tell you, and stand up for yourself if something feels amiss. It's very important right now when anytime we have dark energy, not bad energy, just dark energy. So a new moon is dark energy, right? This is the darker time of the year if you're in the northern hemisphere. It simply means you just can't see everything as clearly as if all the lights were on. And energetically, you want to realize that. You also want to make sure that the day right around now that you make big decisions is a good day, is a favorable day, has good energies, especially if it's a commitment, if it's an agreement with someone. You want it to be birthed with a really nice energy. Okay. So be mindful not to move through the day with rose-colored glasses. And don't give the benefit of the doubt unless people truly deserve it. So, what that means is that you're going to have to sort of sharpen up and say, I'm going to look a little more honestly at myself and others instead of being the nicey nice person who just says yes all the time. I'm going to be careful what do I agree to, what I say. I'm going to be careful what other people's intentions are. And I'm not judging them and I'm not going to tell them what to do, but I am going to decide if this is worthy of my energy. Now, that's tomorrow. The next day is Venus trine Jupiter on the 19th. A trine is a nice little pyramid. And what it means is that it's an easy aspect. It means that it's very easy for you to communicate. So it's generally good, but it could be easy for you to fall down a ladder, versus hard for you to fall down a ladder, right? So easy isn't necessarily good, But Venus represents your wishes, right? This is the goddess of love, the goddess of beauty, the goddess of wishes. This represents that part of you that's like, oh, these are my desires, my wishes. Everything would be so beautiful if. This is where your creative force is. This is your sacred feminine. This is trining Jupiter. Woo, yeah, my planet. Jupiter's the biggest one. It's the one about fortune and abundance and travel and adventure and expansion, okay, above all. Now, again, you can expand things you don't want or you do want. So, if it's easy for your wishes to be expanded, energetically speaking, on this day, then I would make sure I'm thinking about the wishes that I want so that you don't get this expanded energy bringing you wishes you don't want. So it's a beautiful planetary duo. And I love anything that's beautiful with Jupiter because, of course, we get that expansion. So let's see. This is the solstice. It's the day that the earth energies are emitting the full moon energies. This is really interesting. So, what I've learned from Maria Wheatley, she's become a good friend. She's a master dowser. She's my mentor. And I hired her to come to my retreat last year. I'm hiring her for 3 days this time. She's a goddess woman, a druid. She's brilliant. She's amazing. She knows all the sacred sites. She's seen and knows everything. And what she's doing on the solstice, I wish I was there, is going to the places where she knows in the sacred stones in Avebury along the avenue that align with this rare lunar alignment. She's one of the few people who knew about it, discovered it, and discovered the alignments that the ancients had in this area of southwest England that experts. So her newest book is The Mysteries of Stonehenge, and she found the long-skulled queen and agreed with her bones to be the voice of their people. So she's going to take us to pretty amazing places. Okay. So what this means is that everything has a cycle. And when you get to the furthest point that we can perceive, the moon goes all the way here. It kind of hangs there. And then it starts going like this. And then it hangs there. And then it goes like this. And every planet does that. And from our perspective, it looks like they're maybe going backwards, but they're not. They're going in their own orbit. So this is the moment that the moon is reached this year, this peak of one of these lunar alignments. So all of the things I'm learning in dowsing right now, which is dowsing for earth energies, feeling, sensing, and be able to locate the difference between an earth geospiral or an earth chimney or a ley line or a grid, find water, and a lot more. So that's just the top layer of an insanely powerful science and energy understanding communion with Gaia is what this is. So what happens is that when it reaches that point, it is emitting a very special energy. And you aren't going to get that energy for 18.61 years again. So if you align to it, if you're intend in it, if you sit outside, you look at the moon if you can on that date. Of course, if you happen to be in England, contact Maria. But going to that in your mind, going to that energetically, going and connecting to that, you don't have to actually be these places. But if you know this is happening, you can call on those energies, you can ask to be in the right place, and you can align with that energy. So the power is what Maria told me is it is some of the most powerful feminine, sacred feminine energy that she's ever felt. And so it was a combination of the stones and the site and the earth energies, the people, the ancestors, and all the intent that's been built up there doing this sacred work, honoring the stars and so on. And then, of course, the moon. But also, every time this happens, it's going to be different because all the other things are going to be aligned completely differently in 18.61 years. And Maria told me that all the energies I'm dowsing for right now are going to be very amplified, very strong because of this rare lunar alignment, because of the solstice, and that it'll start fading. So as I get into next year, there's going to be energies that were really powerful and easy for me to sense that won't be because that rare earth lunar alignment is causing this amplification right now. So the same way that the moon pulls the earth's surface waters like the ocean, and right now, I mean, we're full moon, and it's pulling the tide way out, and we don't have much beach left, so we have these huge enormous beaches, but then it's bringing it way in, and it's coming all the way up my ramp into my property. And that's what the moon is doing to surface waters. However, what I've learned from Maria is that the waters in the earth, and there's many different kinds, there's yin and there's yang, and there's water born by Gaia, and there's water that's, rainfall and aquifers and so on, right? These do not receive the lunar magnetic energies, pull, communication, effect, or impact for 6 days after the full moon, and that's the solstice. So the full moon was the 15th, the solstice is the 21st, and interestingly enough, this is true all the time, not just on this particular full moon. And she's taught me about this, like people go to pyramids or whatever on the full moon, and I still like to do that, or on the solstice, and yet the energies will be more palpable, or will be more readily available, or will have a different kind of healing power if you came 6 days after. And so it's difficult because I'm not going to not celebrate the actual day. However, understanding the earth energies, everything was built on these places because of the earth energies, and then how the cosmic alignments changed them. Okay. Underpaid. They understood that ancients, all energies and sacred are sacred and have different medicine, different powers, different healing things for you. Sunrise and set, moonrise and set, and the cycles in the sky. Too many typos there. This is a time to see light in yourself and all, and start new. So the December solstice also aligns with that sun going into Capricorn. We talked about that. Okay. And the solstice asks you, whether you're north and dark or south and light, to sit with yourself in this energy. And we talked about that too. Take control of the dark night of the soul. That is one way to think about this kind of energy. And it's important. A lot of people have stress during the holidays. Maybe there's been there was a loved one isn't there this year for the first time, or perhaps transitioned at this time of year, or whatever. Okay. So it could feel like everyone's being festive, but you don't have to get sucked into the rah. You can spend peaceful, beautiful time being in these energies and being in nature, and you're going to get a fulfilling, rejuvenating, and nourishing experience. Okay. So take care of yourself. So the dark night of the soul can come up anytime and now. Use it as a personal inner retreat this time to listen and commune with your dark shadow and all the power and gifts that live there. And these subtler frequencies of your soul and your spirit being are embracing you, and you can heal and be empowered to rise to the light again. The solstice is also one of those times of the year when we say the veil is thinner. That means it's simpler, easier for you to communicate, for you to sense, for your intuition to pick something up, for you to talk to somebody. But it needs you sitting still and without grasping, being ready to receive. It's a very receptive time. Remember, the dark is yin, it's receptive. So try not to analyze and figure too much out. Surrender to your feelings, and accept yourself. Okay. Okay. So let me share something. I want to go to the talk to the energies for a minute and see if there's a download or a message for us. And first of all, hi, Lisa Cat, Rocks. Hey, hi, Susan. Get your way. Maybe you'll get this far, or I will. Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, let me try this. Oh, my shoulder. I don't really, I don't know. I don't think of things as good or bad, and I go with the flow. and I've had a lot of repairs since the hurricane, and the AC fell off, and then I couldn't use this, and I haven't had water for 5 days, and that came, and I have to buy a whole new this and that, and it's all this money, and it's just this, and then this person's trying to help do that, and that can't get done because of this, and my mom is depressed, and it's so interesting, right? All of this going on, and I'm just kind of flowing through it. And I go, why is my shoulder hurt? And I was at the chiropractor, and he goes, you dislocated. I said, how on earth is that possible? So I just sit and I would watch myself energetically, and it was just, that symbol of your shoulders is either you're carrying something on your shoulders or you're lifting something, that there's a sense of holding on or lifting something too heavy, right? Or carrying something. So I've been taking the energetics of all the different things that are happening. And then this morning I saw a ginormous black scorpion. And I've seen one scorpion in 3.5 years of living here, and it was dead. And I think it came over from some stuff I had people clear out that wasn't even mine. And it was just huge, and just walking along the path, clear as day, like, check it out, look at me. So I'll be looking at some Scorpio energy, see what that message is. And this morning, I do want to share. I'll do this in a second here. So anyway, this is shop.nanakasha.com. And what you do is check it out, and I'm going to show you. Here we go. So in the spiritual mentorship, it explains a little bit about it. And there's a link here to book a chat with me for 30 minutes if you are seriously interested. I don't take on people very often. And I just started again doing longer things. So I've signed on a couple people, and I'm very interested if you want a spiritual mentor, you want to go through whatever you're going through. It's 3, 6, or 9 months, whatever you want to do. And we are going to walk your path together into this beautiful serpent year. This is now, I think you can see me. Yeah. This is my, there it is. So you guys have probably all seen a shell like this. I honestly don't know what this being is called. I don't know if it's a baby conch shell or if it's different, but it's this, usually they're about this size, and they have this gorgeous spiral, right? And this exquisite color. And they're fairly rare. Like, I don't find a lot of these, and I've lived here for quite a while. And I found ones that still had the dudes living inside. And I've picked them up and carried them, and then I've been like, So now they are popping up left and right all over the beach. And this one I did find the other day, quite surprised that it was empty. So it was my gift. And this is a very, very important medicine for me. I want to kind of talk to it, and I have them all over, but the fact is coming. So this morning I went down the beach, this big wide beach, so I could walk way out that's normally underwater. And it's very flat and shallow here. So it was just, oh, la, 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 not a lot of shells today. And there has been a lot of shells. And so I was just, doing my thing, talking to everything, doing my magic. And I stop, and I've got to tell, and my client that I was going to come back and do right before this, I do hearts in the sand, and I do spirals and sometimes other things. I wrote her name, and I start to do some magic. And I took a picture, and as I'm taking a picture of it for her, something starts moving in the background right over here. And it was one of these dudes, and he wasn't there. And he dug himself out. So he's completely buried in the sand. He dug himself out. And it's just like a little arm. That's all that comes out of here is like this little arm. It's not a pincher or anything. And he dug himself up and popped himself out of his hole of wet sand. And there's, because the water was out. And then he was pulling himself. and he was making this cute little pattern with his foot, and he was pulling himself, and he was covered in wet sand, so you could barely tell that it was him. So I watched for a while, and I asked several times if I was supposed to help him. Sometimes I helped them get back to the water. I was like, nope, nope, leave him. And so I went down the beach, and every so often I see another one, and they're all alive, and I keep getting the same message, just leave them. So I stopped, I talked to him. I go, and I turn around, and I'm coming back. Now, I normally walk an hour or more, but this one was more like 40 minutes or 30 minutes or something. And I turn around and I start walking back, and I'm like, okay, I want to look for the one guy that I first saw dig himself out. I promised I would stop and check in on him on the way back. I couldn't tell at first. He was next to a rock, and it's the only reason I found him, because I can't tell you, like 8 more had popped up out of the sand. There was nothing there, and now they had popped up, and they were all slowly kind of moving towards the water. And I just was like, oh. And so I just stood in the middle of them. I've never seen anything like it. So whether it's rare or not, I don't know. But I do always feel that nature is very wise. And if it wants to show itself to you, there's a reason. So this is one of our beautiful energies for today. Thank you. Beautiful bodies. Okay, my dears. I am going to... Scorpio messages, right? Wow. I wonder if it's Atlantean energy rising too. So much energy in the water and the earth these days. Well, it could be. I'm going to see, because I'm very connected to Atlantis. I've been, ever since I got here in the Yucatan, started doing retreats. Everything was both ancient Mayan and Atlantean. And it was almost like the Genesis. Both went to Egypt, but also here, and other people from Atlantis came here as well as other places. So it's definitely there. There were these big Atlantean white beings standing on the top of this pyramid waiting for us. You know, I talk to the land, I go to the land before the retreat many times, asking permission, you know, calling on the guides, calling on the guardians, doing everything I can, make sure we're safe, we're aligned, we're going to have a super magical experience. And they started showing up to me on the top of the pyramid, just like all night the night before. I would roll over and I'd be like, are you there? And they were there. We got all the way there. We used to be able to get in before the tourists come, and we got in our little Mayan taxis, went through the jungle in the mist. It was all really epic. And all the way back, and we got to the bottom of the big pyramid, and we walked up, and I got out of the trees and I looked up, and there they were. I could see them with my eyes, these enormous white light beings. And I told everybody that they were there, and people started having different experiences of that connection. So it's definitely rising in all of us, these ancient wisdoms that we have, Lemuria as well. Okay, so we're going to talk to some energies, and I'm just seeing here, I'm going to have to drink. So because we have that, I'm going to have to go get my air conditioning. Whew, I radiate so much energy. Yes, the dolphins, I know, and I've had that long-term dolphin energy, and the dolphins have come and they said, wow. So in the March retreat this year is going to be different. The dolphins aren't going to be blended with the Mayan retreat. They're going to be a separate 3-day retreat where I'm going to teach you infinity light weaving as the energy medicine course. So you become a certified light weaver, and then we will work with the dolphins every day too, doing it with them and to each other. And you'll have a dolphin attunement and be able to have a dolphin energy aspect to your healing abilities for yourself, for your family, for whoever you want, your clients. So, okay, what am I doing now? Here, we're going to go here. So, I agree. Lisa, I think this was the one you were asking about the other day in the group, the picture of a lot of them. I said, which one is resonating with you? And you said this one, the one under the mermaid. That's her. Okay, so I'm just sweating. King. Wow. Woo, woo. Release, 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 release. Okay, where are we? Here we are. Lucille, it's your favorite. Okay. Whew. Well, seeing as this is a portal, she jumped in because I was like, okay, we've got a portal. Anybody want to come? We're going to be transmuting, transforming ourselves into a new reality. We have an opportunity to both be the rising of our new self and our sun, and to receive this medicine of the rare lunar alignment. We can receive it right now, today, all the way through this is happening. And we also have that really powerful, yes, I understand. The really powerful is a scorpion. Just, I will, believe me, I will listen. What else did we talk about today? Some of the other really powerful energies we've got going on here. Oh yeah, the Venus trine Jupiter to me is a very kind of delicious little cherry on top of everything, right? So, okay, I am going to go find my air conditioning remote and take a sip, and you can get comfy. So you can look into her, and well, I do have my giant book that comes with this. So I was going to say this isn't the correct one. Like this is missing a number and everything. I wonder if we have the correct one on here. No. Strange and interesting. Huh. No, no. Okay, that's all right. She wants to be shared in her pure essence. Oops, what am I doing here? No. Slideshow. Thank you. Okay, so Divine Time Travelers number 6, if you're interested in numerology. Master of Ancient Mysteries. And her message is Master Time, past and future offer infinite resources, mysteries of prosperity, and visit your prosperous future. And so you can see also she has these other aspects. So time is your doorway. This is we're tuning into the solstice. We've just talked about all the energies. They're all gathered around. See what energies are coming in for you. We're inside of a sacred healing chamber together. She also activates your Merkaba within your belly, within your sun, your solar. And you can see the little solar there. And the star tetrahedron here is your Merkaba, which is your light body when it's activated to become a chariot, when it can raise its frequency and you travel through time and space. And so these are different energies here. Look, feel them, breathe them in, sit with her, and I'll come back and we'll see what these beautiful energies have to say. Love, I know. Okay, good. Whew. I did promise that, didn't I? Okay. So take a moment to acknowledge the sacred infinity healing chamber, the sacred circle, as we're all in it here together. And we're all in here really calling in and conjuring that conscious connection to the solstice portal. And we give great thanks for this moment together to gather this wisdom, to receive these medicines that are optimal, to allow the guidance and the freedom, the release and the stillness to take us within so that we may birth ourselves anew. And we ask, Wayan Mother, I am here, to come in peace, beauty, and harmony with all the steps, and to be supported and guided, and to see and understand and feel that support and that guidance. We call on the divine time traveler. We ask that you sit with us, radiate with us, and show us the best way to navigate and travel this solstice portal. We know we have this rare lunar divine feminine alignment. It is the end of something. It is the beginning of something. It is a turning of a corner and leaving behind something that no longer serves any good whatsoever. It is requiring that you recognize it. This is why you must sit still. And when you sit still and you feel and you sense and you see that the portals open around you, but within you, the reality is that within you are so many dimensions and so many rooms, so many portals, so many wormholes, however you would like to see them. You are an infinite portal of potential. And yet there is nothing you need to do except sit still, surrender control, tension, fear. The beautiful, playful, happy, uplifting Sagittarius is here. She is dancing like a rainbow pony, spreading sparkles and fairy dust, joy and happiness, little hearts and unicorns, rainbow dragons, all kinds of fun and happy, positive, uplifting, creative, imagination, rich energies. She says, you're going to need it. And she dances around you and around you, up and down around you. She can climb up through the air. There is nothing that is invisible. She simply bounces off any surface and down around you, as if taking a rainbow and wrapping it like a ribbon, up and down and all around you. And now she hands you the two ends of the ribbon. Now you are in control. Now you can be happy. Bring yourself good fortune. Follow your adventure. Be the philosopher and the beginner. Dance and play, feel, start fires. Burn like embers. Over and over, this energy will serve you. You have it in your hands. Feel it and sense it now. And it's so beautifully wrapped around you in a sacred spiral that you feel swathed, wrapped like a baby and held in soft, gentle lunar arms. The divine silver goddess, the ray. There is this beautiful sound of the silver ray, like bells or chimes, tiny, distant. They seem to bring little lights that light up all through your field like fireflies or lightning bugs. Gently, gently now. I am here for this gorgeous portal. I am here, pure of mind and heart. I accept that I am the one to guide and create my life. I accept that I am supported by all realms and times, and I accept that it is up to me to open my eyes, to open my hands, to open my mind, to open my heart, to receive the beauty of this divine moment, the immense magic that the sun, the self, the light, the fire of spirit returns. It does not matter how deep you go into darkness. You are always there. You are the light of the universe. Your universe is only lit by you. Everything is dark and lifeless where you aren't. You bring color and light now. You are ready to master the light. You are ready to co-create with that light. You are ready to step out of being the poor one, the beginner one, the not enough one. You're ready to stand tall in your power and allow from the deepest, darkest depths of your soul to stand again. And with every step, your light grows. And there all around you always were and always will be beautiful guides of light, luminous angels, beautiful power and spirit animals, star beings, the moon, light, the solar sisters, the shining, glowing, burning, growing light within you. Take the cover off, throw it away. Let everyone see it. Light it again. Take the next cover off. Rejoice at how beautiful it is. Grow, shine, radiate. Take the cover off. Reveal yourself to yourself over and over and over, and let your wishes pour out of you as they're expanded. Portals and doors and opportunities and ideas. Blessings and blissings and synchronicities. Everything is magic everywhere you look. You feel it, you sense it. It's glowing in your cells. Your skin feels as if it is not tingling, but humming. It is singing a soft, warm, beautiful vibration, and all of your aura lights up with stars. This rainbow light now pours down from the full color spectrum, harmonizing you, your body, your mind, yourself, your ideas, your gifts, pouring into your home and your body and your car, gently saturating everything with the most harmonious frequency. Relax, receive. Now you see and sense that Luna, that moon, not quite full, but aligned now with the solstice rising. Where are you sitting? Are you a priestess, a goddess, a healer, a mother? Are you sitting on a mountain, by a pyramid, in a temple, by a sacred stone circle? Are you sitting by an ocean or in a grove? Where is your higher soul sitting for this rare lunar alignment? Join him, join her now. You feel the earth energies rising up, the yin energies, the spirals, radiating up, bringing divine, beautiful mother light, healing of the highest sacred feminine powers. They continue to rise up through you, ring after ring, ripple after ripple, radiating through cells, bodies, chakras, heart, mind, lips, tongue, ears. You feel it rising, rising, rising. As the moon rises over the stone or the temple or through the door or into the trees, you begin to receive. I'm ready and willing. I'm open and receptive to receive this sacred, special, once in a lifetime download of this rare lunar alignment, as is optimal for my highest good and my awakening and my magic. Let it pour into me like the perfect medicine, healing, purifying, cleansing, renewing, and invigorating body, mind, emotions, aura, finances, relationships, expanding and expanding out and down and up and through. You radiate this light, sun and moon, Venus and Jupiter. Expand your wishes. Savor your journey. Know that it is already done. It is already here. It is already yours. Invite it and know that it is here. Let it reveal itself to you in the moonlight, as a shadow, as a dream, as a feeling or a sense of someone loving, kind, strong, or protective. Receive and pass this sacred portal by leaving everything else behind. The light is all you need, and you are. I am the light. I am the light. All darkness within me is power and creativity. I am the light. I am the light. I shine it, strengthen it, radiate it, give it and receive it every moment, every breath, every touch, every step. I am the light. I am the light. I am the sacred yin moonlight. I am the light. I am the light. I am the sacred solar light. The gold ray, the ray of creation, abundance. I am the light. I am everything. Now feel the gold and the silver light within you giving way, blending together into pure white light, containing the harmony of the rainbow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Allow these lights, these energies to go to the places within you that are ready to receive love, realignment, healing, or release. Trust the intelligence of your divine self and be in the egg. Let's all be in our egg, ready for rebirth, letting go, so that I am reborn with the most pure love, joy, wisdom, harmony, peace, happiness, bliss, reverence, serenity, inspiration. All of this and more I accept. I am, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. May this sacred circle and beautiful moon, solar solstice temple be open yet unbroken, and a clear path of light to each of us remain open, that we may return here, receive from here, play from here, and rejuvenate from here in every and any moment. As you enter your body, remember you are new, and you will adjust slowly, like coming up from the deep sea, adjusting your vibration, your rate, and your state, trusting that all of you has been aligned to a bigger capacity and a higher frequency. You have new portals, new lines of intuition, new crowns upon your head, and you have in both of your hands this rainbow divine harmonized light, the full color spectrum, a collection of divine ascended beings that brings the element to create everything in our world, wrapped us in this, and then gave us the reins. This is a soothing, loving energy. It soothes and heals all the paths to prepare for healing, wholeness, reconnection, releasing, whatever phase of that. And It brings soothing energy to complete a process, a healing, an experience, or a ceremony. Thank you so much. Namaste. I hope to talk to and see some of you soon. I hope you'll come over and join some of our classes and let me know if you're interested in the retreats or spiritual mentoring. And have a beautiful solstice, an incredible holiday in whatever way you love to celebrate. Remember to receive first, then you can have all you need to give. You never need give anything you don't have, and you receive everything you require. Fill it with love, joy, and happiness, and let it overflow from you. Spread that in the world, and we will all together take this energy out, create a new and beautiful reality. Namaste. Hi, Kier. Love the Solar Sisters image. Is exactly what I needed today. There's even sunshine out after days of clouds. Yay! You're so welcome, everybody. You're so welcome. Thank you so much. There's so much magic happening right now. And I feel like, I've been processing it, being on my birthday, being with Chris, spending time with my family virtually. And so this is one more energy. This is Bridget or Brigid or Brigidi or Brigid. The British Isles are named after her. She's a very famous Celtic goddess, and the swan is her symbol. So this is a little birthday present, and I love things that are sparkly, and I love that this is, to me, the silver goddess ray covering this beautiful little swan. It's supposed to be a little ornament, of course, but I have it here on my altar. So those of you who are in the Daily Magic, you got videos on starting to make altars, preparing, getting ingredients. And I showed you a whole bunch of my very not fancy altars, right? Just real utilitarian, practical altars that I create and uncreate to give you lots of ideas. So this is what happens when you walk around. You may find a shell. I have too many. Or you may find something, this was like, I don't know, 25 cents or something. Doesn't have to be anything super fancy, but it also has little Celtic spirals carved in the wings. So it was even more Bridget to me. And Bridget's a triple goddess. So there's a lot of really beautiful things we're going to do with her next year. Okay, you're so welcome. Oh, I love you guys so much. Hi, say woo. Thank you. You're so welcome. Sparkly swan. I know. How wonderful is that? Ooh, my swan feather actually had to go in a box because, Michelle, my little kitty. But let's take one moment and honor the flamingo. So my little flamingo feather that I found, a few weeks back, has to live in a jar. So we'll say thank you for little flamingo magic. Truly wonderful. So go out and enjoy. I did have, I'm going to do a pendulum class next year. And I found this awesome pendulum. So I got it for my birthday. And it's labradorite inside. It's all the chakra colors here, right? This is plated, neutral metal, and it's filled with little labradorite dudes. I love the weight of it. I'm literally a master of pendulum, and this is one of the two that I use normally. It's just all stainless steel, and it does have generators. It's kind of a pretend Isis pendulum, and I have that too. So, if you feel drawn to pendulums, I highly recommend you start to see. If you feel and see, because this is a holiday and this was from a craft show, right, for the holidays. So, you might also be going around, help out somebody who's an artist. They may have made a sacred item that's just exactly for you. It's waiting for you, and they'll be blessed and you'll be blessed. However, there's so much power in a pendulum, and I want you guys to it to become a day-to-day item for you. Okay,